Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Shoulder Tap. I am Jack, joined by Mick. No collars today. It's Wednesday. Mick, how have you been doing?
Not bad, not bad. It's been a busy week so far. It's been a busy week. Definitely thinking about upcoming vacation time potentially. But exciting day today with the FOMC statement coming out this afternoon. I'm sure you guys have been talking about it. I know they're looking to keep rates the same at 5.5%. So we'll see what happens in about 58 minutes.
Yeah, we'll throw that countdown timer in once we get to group coaching. But for the love of everything, please be aware that at 1 p.m., that's coming out. And then we got Mr. Powell, the chairman himself, talking a little bit later. We'll be doing that live on the stream. How are folks trading today ahead of the FOMC?
It's red on the boards today, Jack. Red on the boards. Just like I mentioned yesterday, not a great week so
Yeah.
far, but there's time to turn that around, and FOMC always creates opportunities. In the trading hours to follow, as well as the days to follow and weeks to follow. So, we'll see what they do, but it looks like they're forecasting they're keeping rates the same. We've got some people down money this morning. Nothing too bad, though. We do have some people up money on the day. Before I rattle off some, decent P&Ls that we do have out of our live traders, wanted to mention today we're going to be closing one of our live accounts. It's actually the first live account we're closing in like 6 days, so that's actually pretty good. During that same time, this week, I should say, we've called up 7 people from XFA to live. Only one live account closed, so that's a net add of 6 people to the prop firm, which I always like to see. There were a couple weeks ago where we had net losses, people losing their live accounts, but we're back on track as of the last couple weeks, and we're having a good week so far this week in regards to that. P&L aside, like I mentioned, we got a lot of red on the boards today. But for people that are in the black or up money, we've got Drayton up 5,200, Isaac Rivera up 3,000, Corey's up 2,200, Dakota's up 3 Gs, Howe is up 3,700, Omar is up 2,600. And nice work on the house account today, everybody. Seeing that that's up about $3,900. So nice collective effort, good money management, good trade management. Happy to see it.
Thank you. We need that positive reinforcement, Mick. So good to hear.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really like what I saw yesterday going into the close with the trades yesterday, but it's a collective decision to do that. I'd actually like to participate maybe in one or two of those trades as we go forward. But it's always good getting different perspectives, and any trade you take, you guys know what you're doing, but making sure that you've got a few stars aligning before you put the trade on, and always have that risk and reward measured out ahead of time.
Before you get to your shout outs here, I was just going to ask, you were talking about how we're getting chopped up this week, kind of a lot of red on the board. Do you get the impression that when the market's selling off, are our traders generally kind of a bullish bias, which, I mean, you should have that in general, I guess, but are the down weeks a little bit harder on our traders?
I actually don't think so. I mean, I think that from what I've seen, current state and over the years, traders are really nimble. I think there are a number of people that realize that, markets typically tend to fall faster than they rally. So I know there's always bears that like pouncing on the downside movement. I see a lot of people selling things in the hole and buying new highs, but no, Jack, I haven't really picked up on that too much. I really haven't. I think we've got, a nice blend of people who can work both sides of the market. But like you said, over time, the market, historically has gone in one direction. So,
Right on.
yeah,
All
let's
right.
get
Well,
into it.
let's
What do you
do it.
say?
I am prepared. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Let's get the card up for Venkata. I actually was very hopeful to give a shout out for a nice P&L today on Venkata, but turned a $1,900 winning day, $2,000 winning day into a $1,000 losing day today. But this is still a shout out. So Venkata's been in a live account for, what is it, 52 days. And
Okay.
over those 52 days, average daily P&L, $200. Freaking love it, Jack. This is someone who's been in the account for a while. I always I always say I'm impressed with these low singles hitters. I wouldn't exactly say that Venkata's a singles hitter, but over the course of the 52 trading days in this live account, it's kind of panned out to an average daily P&L of $204, but they've been on both sides of that. So, a couple metrics here that, aren't really, you might question, how are they profitable? Because they've only got 29% winning days and 50% winning trades. They're doing about 1 to 5 contracts on a per trade basis. But what I'm seeing here is kind of not so much the per trade money management, but the per trading day money management that's really allowed Venkata to be profitable. Again, I mentioned today, I didn't really like the intraday money management being up $2,000 riding a 5 lot out to going down 1,000. That they had a $3,000 swing in about 10 minutes this morning. So that was painful to watch, especially after I already drafted the card up for them to talk about them. But best day they've had in this account, it's only 29% winning days. Best day is just shy of $7,000, where their worst day is only $1,500. Venkata's account size, the 50K account size with the $1,000 daily loss limit, has been super, super beneficial for them. And I want to highlight something around that, Jack. Of the 52 days in this live account, they have hit that $1,000 daily loss limit. This is a little, I wouldn't say it's disgusting, but it's kind of an interesting metric to share. They've hit their daily loss limit 36 days of those 52 days, but
Okay.
they're capping it at $1,000. So that's a smaller speed bump than a $2,000 or $3,000 daily loss limit that comes with those 100 and 150K accounts. So best day, way bigger than the worst day. Average winning day is almost $3,400, where the average losing day is only $1,500. I don't know if that's accurate. It's probably average losing day is only $1,000. Sorry, I put that in wrong. That wasn't production. That was my bad. I took their worst
Thank
day
you for
and
that.
doubled it up with the average losing day. I'll take that one. But with these 50% winning trades, doing the 1 to 5 contracts, they're averaging 5 trades per day. I like that. It's relatively, selective for someone who's trading on a shorter time frame, because those hold times for both the wins and losses are under 20 minutes there. Average winning trade, just under $500, while the average losing trade is just under 800. So there's something to be said about the risk reward there. It's an area for improvement. It's worse than 1-to-1. I find it very difficult for someone to be successful over a long period of time if their risk reward is not better than 1-to-1. However, like I said, they're doing a good job on the daily management, and they're still profitable to the tune of $200 a day on average. So I'd like to see risk reward improved. I think trade location, there's room for improvement there. For someone who, even if it's just $1,000 daily loss limit, if you're hitting your daily loss limit that often, you're probably not finding the best trade location on your entries. I can't say that for certain, but outside looking in, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then money management. Okay, we had a Ron Burgundy thing here. That was a typo on my part. But the money management is kind of where I think they have an area to improve. Today was an example: $3,000 swing being up $2,000 to down $1,000. And then the risk reward. So it's all kind of packaged in. But money management, not Monday management, is an area for improvement on a
So,
per trade basis.
judging by this card and to make the math sort of work out here, I get the impression, to put it nicely, that Venkata is maybe what we would call accumulating in a zone. Um, I'm taking that from looking at the average loser versus the average winner. So if you really had, if you were trading the same stuff size every time or something like that, and you had 50% winning trades, the math doesn't work out that an average winner would be so much less than your average loser. So I would have to assume what's happening is he's hitting into that 36 daily loss limits with the full 5 contracts that get executed as one trade.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, if you're gonna put up $3,400 or something as your average winner, and if you're gonna trade 5 contracts too, I mean, $1,000 is even a little tight, right? I would probably not be trading 5 contracts in the ES with a $1,000 limit. In fact, I would not. But
No, you can't. You'd get stopped out. Those hold times on the losers would be much shorter, like we talked about before. For the people that go all in on their max position size, we a couple of weeks ago we featured some people that spent 20 short seconds in their trading day before hitting the daily loss limit. So, like you said, accumulation in a zone is definitely what we're probably seeing here with the trading size that they're doing and the $1,000 daily loss limit.
all right, we'll keep it up. 52 days at $200 a day is pretty damn good. So you hit it
Yeah,
today, sit out FOMC, and come back tomorrow.
yeah, the forced bench before FOMC. um, Did you guys ever really do much trading around FOMC? You probably
We
did.
we were absolutely not. That was one of the few things where it would be decreed from on high that we had to be flat because those spread positions, you have a bunch of it on. You don't want to get in a situation like that. After FOMC, we would let it shake out for a minute, 2 minutes, and then there were huge opportunities because things on the yield curve could get so far out of whack that you could like sell small amounts of the old cash fly or whatever and make a pretty penny, but also you had to be very careful about puking if it's not going against you because they can just go and go and go. So
Hmm.
even at that level, we were not trading certainly through it or just right after.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, we as traders look to find inefficiencies in the market to capitalize on those. That's where the money comes from. All right. I want to move on to another trader. This is another shout out to let's pull up Michael's card. I know we featured Michael earlier on in April. I wanted to bring him up again today. He's someone that's just kind of low profile, not a big swinger at all. Really good at the money management overall. I'm going to critique some of the intraday trading here a little bit with the risk reward, but overall, like on a daily basis, similar to Venkata, this is really good stuff here. So they are putting up 55% winning days, Jack. Let me
Mm-hmm.
find my notes here. 55% winning days. The best day here is just under 2,500. The worst day, again, getting saved by that 50K daily loss limit. It's $1,000, $1,100 on the worst day, to be specific. So I really like that. The account size traders go with is very important, and I constantly am seeing positive examples of people going with the 50K account as opposed to the larger accounts. I know 50K is one of our more popular account sizes, whether that's pricing or risk tolerance or not. I'm always happy when I see someone trading well in the 50K because I know they've got that downside limited to $1,000. And then, for someone like Venkata, Michael, they are still having, best days of $2,500, or his average winning day of $1,014, where that average
Mm-hmm.
losing day is only $751. So really good money management there. I say it a lot. Might get boring that you keep hearing this from me, but we as traders need to keep our average losing day smaller, or our biggest losing day smaller than our average winning day. It's extremely important. Like we were looking at with Venkata, you don't have to have a high number of winning days. You don't have to have a high percentage of winning trades as long as you're managing your money on a daily basis and following that golden rule of keeping your losing days smaller than your average winning days.
Yeah,
But back to
I think that.
Michael. Go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
Sorry. No. I
I
was
think
just
there's
going to keep my ramble.
oh no need to ramble. I was just going to talk about the psychological difference where you can do a ton of damage with 5 contracts, especially you're trading the ES or something like that. $250 a point. Um, but I think psychologically it's easier too to keep because you're limited to that $1,000 loss. I don't know about you guys out there, but psychologically, it's not super hard to make 2 grand or something like that. But I
Right.
start getting goofy, even if I'm trading 150K combine, it's like making 9 grand or something, or whatever, like double the loss limit is there, uh, is a little bit tougher. And I don't know why. It's just purely mental.
Oh, it's absolutely a psychological thing. I mean, we could break that down a little bit. I mean, I think myself, it's more daunting to put yourself in a position where you take a larger loss and you're like, oh, I've got to make that back up. And technically, like you want to make it back up. You're through trading, you should make it back up. But it seems like it's always such a larger endeavor and more of a hurdle to make back $3,000 as opposed to $1,000. And just because you put up 3 grand in a day doesn't mean that you're always doing it, or that the market's going to give you the opportunities to actually take down that much
Hmm.
money on your winning day. So it's always good to keep those contained. I know how hard it can be to find yourself in a hole from some large losses and try and dig out of that. Um, Usually takes a long time. So instead of going the hard road, having a bunch of money to make back, limit the money that you're risking, and then just keep trekking on. $1,000. If your average winning day is $500, it's not awful to have to have two $500 winning days to make back one losing day, but we certainly should be framing our trading out to and positioning ourselves where it should take 2 or 3 losing days to wipe
Hmm.
out your average winning day. But for a lot of these traders that I see, that $3,000 daily loss limit comes all too often, and they don't have the winning trades of 6 grand or more in their account to really justify being able to do that safely. Someone
Yeah.
like Dakota is a good example. You know, he can put up some big winning days. So I think if he has a large losing day, which happens to him, I don't think it's as intimidating for him to, say, oh, this was a big losing day. But I know if I string together a couple of good winners, my average winners or something, I'm going to be right back to where I was. I mean, we saw it the other week. He had a $30,000 losing week, and then came back and he made 32,000 the following week and made new equity highs in his account, which he's sitting right under. So um, that's kind of my piece there. Moving back to
Yeah.
Michael, though, if I may,
But
Jack, unless you wanted
yeah, go
to
ahead.
add to that.
I was just
Okay.
gonna say, shout out in the chat. Shout out if you're from Ireland, by the way. I see Michael's from Dublin. My wife lived there for a long time.
Did she
Want to see
go
if
to
there's any
school there?
Irish folk. She went to college there and then stayed for like 3 years after until her visa ran out. So she was there for maybe 7 years.
Good for her. Good for her. I've got family in
Fun.
Ireland. It's been a
Oh,
long
nice.
time since I've been out there and seen them though. But Dublin's beautiful. Ireland's beautiful. Great people too. Um, all right. I said I was going to critique Michael a little bit here on an intraday or on a per trade basis. Despite being profitable, risk reward needs a little work. They're taking small bites out of the market. S&Ps, their average winning trades $100. So on a one lot, they're only taking a point out. Nasdaq, they're looking for 5 points on the winners, but they're risking 6 points to make 1 point, at least in the S&Ps, or risking 7.5 points to make 4 points in 7.5 to make 5 in the Nasdaq. So that's an easy tweak. They're probably using
Hmm.
bracket orders. Just make an adjustment there. But I'd like to see that, and I think if we could do that, we'll see higher win rates. Average P&L should go up. But there's not a lot to say to someone who's profitable. And Michael's been in the live account for 20 days, which I think is, a decent chunk of time. So look at the risk reward. I need to pull up the trade report to see the hold times here, Jack. But I said hold times, they're only spending 8 minutes in their winning trades, and they're a little bit more patient with the losing trades, 14 minutes in those. So I'd like to see, maybe an area to reflect on could be that. But again, when it comes to these hold times, what I see on the trade reports is only the end result. It can't really speak to, of those 14 minutes that they're holding their losing trades, I don't know if they were, if they were in the money for 10 minutes. But as it turned out, they're spending a little bit more in the losing trades. And then I think there's a little area for them to be more selective here with their trading. That could help the win rate improvements.
Yeah.
That's kind of it. This is a bit of a vanilla trading card, but and when I say vanilla, kind of like bland, but that's actually not a bad thing when it comes to trading. Would you back me up on that, Jack?
Consistency is sexy. That's what we say, or at least what I say.
That's what you say. I'll let you keep that term, but I might use it. Consistency is sexy. And then last thing here, in the 20 days, they've taken a couple payouts too, which I love, about 20, almost $3,000 in payouts. So it's good. They're chipping away. They're taking money out of their account. They're maintaining a nice, healthy account balance for their risk tolerance. And it's all working here. This is good. So nice job on you, Michael.
Aaron Gabra, let's go to the next.
All right. So I had a couple shout outs here. We're winding down on time. I have a shoulder tap for one of our live traders. Let's pull up Karen's card. All right. So I'm going to scold Karen here. She has been, I will first give her a compliment. 33 days in the live account, but the performance isn't looking too good. On average, she's losing $400 a day that she trades. She's been with us for a while, so I would like to, think that maybe she wouldn't be doing some of the things that she's doing. Where I really want to scold her is she came into today with a $4,200 balance in her account, and she risked $2,700 of that. She might even be down a little bit more right now, but when I was putting the cards together, that's a huge percentage of your account to risk for someone in a 150K with a $3,000 daily loss limit. If you got 4,200 left, you shouldn't be risking close to $3,000. You really want to split that up. And I always talk about giving yourself as many swings at the plate. If I were Karen coming into today with 4,200 in my account, I'd probably be going through the thought process of, I'd like to be able to ensure that if I, have 10 losing days in a row, I still have, another trading day to come back and make some money. So Karen really should be, looking at more of a $400 per day risk right now, and not, as Hogue says, risking thy whole wad. $2,700 on a $4,200 account. That's a big no-no. Not something we want to do.
Yeah.
I could see that over, the 33 days trading in this account not being profitable, someone might want to go for a YOLO and see if they could take a big number down. But the trading here hasn't been stellar. We're only at 42% winning days, 40% winning trades. They're trading 1 to 3 lots. I've got in my areas for improvement here. Traders, if you're losing money every day you're trading, especially over 30-something days, and you're trading 1 to 3 lots, you shouldn't be trading 3 lots. You shouldn't be trading 2 lots. You got to be 1 lots. If you are not consistently profitable, or if you are consistently unprofitable, you got to be trading your minimum size. Maybe even scaling down to the micros too.
Right.
So
I have some breaking news here too. The chat is informing us that this is likely an Indian male name, pronounced Karan. Am I right now? We want to be accurate here.
Karan,
Chat's got
thank
this.
you for the corrections. Okay. All right.
We read the profile. They don't
San
have
Jose.
We don't have
Nationality is not on
the
there.
profiles. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I do see it's a him. My mistake, Karan. Okay. All right. Well, I've screwed up a couple times today, Jack. My apologies. Glad
That's
everybody's
fine.
on top of it. Keep me in line.
Yeah, if you're a dude or a dudette, what Mick said still applies to you.
Yes.
Still applies.
Yes. The scolding is still going to stick, Karan. All All right, so
I love this chat.
yeah, that's fun. I wish I could have it up while we were doing this, but I think I would get more distracted and make more screw ups. So they're taking 7 trades per day. Short time frame holds. On a per trade basis, the risk rewards about 1-to-1. They're taking down 295 on the winners, only risking 240 on the losers. And this just kind of leads me back to where I kind of started. There's areas for improvement. They should go to one lots, keep the losing days smaller than the winning days. Their average losing day is almost $1,500, while the average winning day is only $1,000. Their worst day in this account was 3,300. Hitting that daily loss limit with a little bit of slippage, whereas their biggest winning day was only 3,000. And I don't think they really had, while that 3,000 was their best day, Jack, I do not think that there were very many days that were large P&Ls either. $2,000, 1,100, 1,800, 1,900. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that was kind of a pop a shot on the 3,000. So, yeah, the average winning day, is quite a bit smaller than the average loser, and then smaller than their worst day. So, it's kind of, glaringly obvious the areas for improvement here and what needs to be done. I would hope that Karan would make some adjustments and, try and keep this
Yeah.
account a little bit longer. There's always hope to turn it around, but they're going to have to stick with one contract and not risk that whole wad tomorrow or the days to follow.
Yeah. One lot. There's nothing wrong with that. Once again, back to consistency being sexy. If you can do it with one, you can do it with two. If you do it with three, you might not be able to do it with one again. So, and I know it's expensive out in San Jose, Karan. So protect that wad. All right.
Yes, protect thy wad. Okay.
Well, I think that's about all the time we got for today because we're going to the group coaching. Group coaching will be abbreviated today because we want to get transition right into our fearless leader, Daddy Powell. Hi there, Reva. Um, it's coming out at 1. He's going to be talking. We're going to have a good time breaking that down. But Mick, thank you for tapping shoulders and taking names. And we correct all the problems we can. Thank you, chat, for
Thank you, Chad.
helping us with our linguistics. We get better, I think, from time to time. All right.
Nice being
We're
on
going to
with
take
you,
a quick.
Jack.
Yeah, absolutely, Mick. Always a pleasure. Let's go hang out at Skyride Bonavino sometime. It's getting the summer.
Yes, please.
All right. That's it for Shoulder Tap. We'll be back with group coaching just after this.